Marrakech is the tourism capital of Morocco. Millions of people visit this city every single year to see its Medina, its mosques and markets. Wandering down its narrow streets, you're hit with the scent of herbs and spices, fresh fruit and sweets.
This is where you have the feel of the south of Morocco. Tourism in Morocco has always had value. It is what made Marrakech more prosperous. It has increased income. There is a lot of investment, and also it is a major employer. And so the lot of the city has been improved so much that it has been looking now very, very different from what it used to be about 20 or so years ago.
Marrakech is the gateway to the Atlas Mountains, the 1,600-mile range that separates the Mediterranean to the north and the Sahara Desert to the south. In winter, you can see dozens of snow-dusted peaks from the city, and many tourists who visit Marrakech also embark upon a pilgrimage to the mountains. In the small town of Imlil, the so-called Chamonix of Morocco, I met my guide Hamid, who would lead me on my very own high-altitude adventure. Not only into the Atlas Mountains, but hopefully to the summit of its highest peak, Toubkal.
So mountains for me means everything. So because they grow and raised in these villages, in this weather, in this, in this atmosphere, so it means everything for me. This is why I choose to work as a guide, because I want to take something back or positive impact to my environment, guiding people to the mountains, guiding people to the villages. So this is why we want people to understand that it's possible to climb also in the winter. You can see the weather, you can feel it now. It's cold a little bit, but very clean and very peaceful.
In recent years, winter hiking in the Atlas Mountains has become a lot more popular. And in a year with good snowfall, local people living on the route to Toubkal can make a living, not just during the summer, but 12 months of the year. There's the porters that carry luggage between mountain refuges. There's the mule men and their so-called Berber 4x4s. There's also lots of little shops along the way selling snacks, fresh orange juice and hot tea.
You want it without sugar or?
I'll have maybe a little bit of sugar, yeah. And why do you pour it from such a great height?
It's always a Moroccan tradition, Berber tradition, to make a foam. That means you are happy with the people that you survey. Very important in some cultures, like where I am from, my village. If you pour someone very low, he will get it back to the teapot and serve him themselves.
Because he's offended?
Yeah, he's offended because you need to do it high as you can, depend of the wind, and to make foam means that you are happy with the people. Cheers, big ears.
Thank you.
Bisaha, as we say in
Bisaha.
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 As we ascended up the mountain, I could feel the oxygen levels in the atmosphere getting less and less, almost with every single step. The snow also made it a lot harder to move. But at the same time, it was that immense physical challenge that really ratcheted up the sense of adventure.
This place is wild. It is fierce. It demands a huge amount of respect. I've still got about 1,200 meters, about 4,000 feet to get to the top of Toubkal tomorrow morning. But for now, I can see the refuge in the distance where I'm going to be spending the night. And that gives me an immense sense of relief.
I barely slept the night before our attempt at the summit. I'm not ashamed to say that I was full of nerves for what the day might bring. However, we set off just before dawn and then spent the entire morning struggling our way up a final 1,000 meters or so, about 3,000 feet, all the way up a huge wall of snow and ice, the equivalent of an entire Mount Snowdon in one go.
Yeah, boy.
Well done, congratulations.
4,167 meters. That's about 13,700 feet. This has been probably the toughest thing I think I've ever done. I've spent about the last 5 or 6 hours wondering if I would even make it to this point. But this is the summit of Toubkal, the roof of North Africa.